Hi, it's Ryan again. Creating and running a sprint is a team effort. Together, teams must decide how many units of work they can take on within a given period of time, typically 2 to 4 weeks. Their goal is to have a new working version of the software by the sprint's completion. To create a sprint, teams look at their product backlog, which is like a master to-do list. From this long list, they create a shorter list called the sprint backlog. The sprint backlog is the active to-do list, and it will be what we focus on during the duration of the sprint. During this tutorial, we'll look at the steps you and your team need to do to start your sprint. Note that starting a sprint requires the appropriate permission. If you're unable to start a sprint, reach out to your JIRA administrator. The easiest way to create a sprint is to navigate to the backlog page and click the Create Sprint button. Once selected, the active sprint boards will appear. Populate the sprint backlog by dragging and dropping issues from the product backlog into the sprint board you'd like to fill. Our team figures we can handle the top 5 issues in this product backlog, so we'll drag and drop these issues into the sprint plan window just like this. Before you get going, here's a tip. Hold down the Shift key to select and drag multiple issues at one time. Once we know which issues will be in our next sprint, we're ready to start the sprint. Here's how. Make sure the sprint footer, which is the gray horizontal marker you see here, make sure it's positioned below the issues you want to include in your upcoming sprint. Drag the marker up or down, or drag issues up from the backlog as needed. Now, click Start Sprint. You'll be prompted to enter a sprint name and select the start date and end date for the sprint. Once you do, you'll be taken to the Active Sprints board, where you'll find your new Active Sprint backlog. Please note that while a sprint is active in the Active Sprint section, you can still plan subsequent sprints in the backlog section, but you won't be able to start a new sprint until the active sprint is completed.
Take some time to apply what you've learned in your own project.